In the headlines, Boko Haram attacks Borno village, killing 38 as bandits sack Kaduna village. Security measures strengthened at custodial centers to avert another jailbreak. NEMA meets stakeholders in Kwara to mitigate impact of flood disaster. And 35 years old Gabriel Boric elected Chile's new president. Welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Zainab Bala. The news in detail. At least 58 persons are killed at the weekend by insurgents and bandits in Kaduna and Borno states, while 38 are killed by bandits in several villages in Giwa local government area of Kaduna state. 20 are killed by Boko Haram at Kilanga village in Askira Uba local government area of Borno state. This is coming as President Muhammadu Buhari condemned renewed terrorist killings in Kaduna state, where trucks and cars were also destroyed and several persons sustained gunshot injuries in the attack. Nigeria Correctional Service has set up a special security team to strengthen the security around custodial centers across the country. Controller General of the NCOS, Haliru Nababa, made this known after a meeting with the Commandant General of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Abubakar Audi, and the Acting Comptroller General of the Nigeria Immigration Service, Idris Jeri. Nababa said the meeting is centered on strengthening intelligence gathering and sharing of same among security operatives to nip attacks in the bud. In his remark, the NSCDC Commandant Abubakar Audi lauded the initiative and promised to task all state commandants of his service to gear up for the onerous task. Audi said this were now designed as critical national infrastructure, being the last agency in the actualization of criminal justice dispensation in Nigeria. Now, Ogun Area Command of the Nigeria Customs Service wants members of the chapter of the National Youth Council of Nigeria to use their positions to partner with federal government to Nigeria in fighting the menace of smuggling in the country. Customs Area Comptroller Ogun 1 Command Dera Nagi gave the admission while hosting the state executive members of NYC and on Wednesday on a courtesy visit at the command's headquarters in Idirokoko border in Yola Maiwa. Now reports.
While addressing the Youth Council, the Custom Controller, Ogun Area 1 Command, Dera Ndani, specifically pleaded with the youth leaders to leverage on their positions to educate the youth of the state, not only on the menace of smuggling, but also on other cross-border crimes for which Ogun State and the federal government's efforts at actualizing the objectives of growing the nation's economy.
There's no war between Ogun youths and the Nigerian Customs Service. However, there is effort by Nigerian Customs Service to carry out government mandate against criminal elements who are using Ogun as base. On our part, Nigerian Customs Service will continue to educate officers and men on the need to ensure compliance with the rules of engagement in the service in dealing with members of Ogun communities. We don't want to believe that everybody in Ogun is a smuggler.
With specific reference to claim that smuggling activities is necessitated by the unemployment, Indani asked the youths to take advantage of the ongoing recruitment exercise into the Nigerian Customs Service to better their careers in life, stressing that the service always accorded high priorities to the border communities each time it is recruiting.
I wish to remind the great Ogun youths that the window of employment into Nigerian Customs Service has just been opened. The website is www.customs.gov.ng. Visit that website, click on vacancy, and apply.
Comrade Abdul Jabbar Ayelegba, the chairman, National Youth Council of Nigeria Ogun State Chapter, earlier appealed to the leadership of Nigeria Customs in the state to prevail on their operatives to desist from the habit of indiscriminate firing within towns.
There are still some areas that we think the customs leadership need to address very well. And one of those areas is the firing within towns.
Ayela Agbe explained that indiscriminate shooting of firearms within towns by NCS, anti-smuggling operatives, has always resulted in deaths of innocent souls, a situation which he said smugglers usually take advantage to escape. There in Inadi also commends the Controller General of Customs for providing new patrol vehicles for suppressing smuggling in the state.
3 weeks ago, we took delivery of 10 numbers of Toyota Hilux vehicles, brand new, fully kitted, with all operational needs in the vehicle, the siren, the amber lights, everything, the navigation. Those vehicles have been fully deployed to officers of the command and have been put into good use. Shortly after taking delivery of those vehicles, the command seized over 7,000 bags of rice. That was equivalent of about 12 trailer loads of rice. Just yesterday again, the command has taken delivery of 4 number units of Toyota Land Cruiser vehicles, gunboats. As you can see, they are fully equipped. These vehicles are actually instruments of trade facilitation. To the non-discerning mind, they appear like instruments of war, but they are not. They are deployed here for border protection. They are deployed here to protect legitimate trade and combat those who engage in illegitimate trade. I want to be able to take one message back. A secured border in Nigeria will translate to more revenue for the seaports. Also doing here is part of revenue collection for federal government. With the use of these vehicles we are seeing here, we will make sure that those who are smuggling will stop. And when they stop, what it means is that those in the seaport who are collecting revenue will collect more revenue.
Eniola Maiwa, Trust TV News.
National Emergency Management Agency NEMA is meeting with stakeholders in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, as part of efforts to prevent, mitigate and respond to disasters across the country. The stakeholders at the event agree on the need to intensify enlightenment on the populace and measures to take, especially against man-made disasters. The report.
Flood and fire incidents are common occurrences in Kwara State, especially during the rainy season, as most houses and farmlands are washed away. Rainstorms also usually occur, with several houses caving in, thereby rendering people homeless, with most of them usually calling on government agencies like NEMA to come to their aid. As part of efforts to educate and brainstorm with stakeholders on how to prevent and mitigate future occurrences, the MENA Zone of National Emergency Management Agency is organizing a one-day meeting to fashion out ways and means of dealing with future occurrences.
In March this year, I was a bit skeptical, and I kept asking, Kwara, we have to liaise with Kwara people so that we can all join hands to prevent, mitigate, and respond to disasters efficiently and effectively. I am always delighted to participate in meetings that have stakeholders in disaster management gather under one roof. This is because I believe more than ever before that our world is in an era that we cannot afford to live carelessly, especially in the face of climate change that is affecting the planet Earth in various dimensions. This climate influence has escalated the risks and vulnerability in our environment due to hard economic reality worldwide. Therefore, we cannot be passive at this point. We must be climate smart by being proactive, using the information available to us.
To the Kwara State Emergency Team, the collaboration with other stakeholders through vigorous enlightenment of the people will go a long way in reducing disasters.
The two agencies, NEMA and SEMA, we collaborate together in order to be able to manage and coordinate disaster. Our mission is to coordinate resources towards efficient and effective disaster prevention, preparedness, mitigation, and response, while our vision is to build a culture of preparedness, prevention, response, and community resilience to disaster in Nigeria. Therefore, we cannot attain our mission and vision without a strong collaboration with those of you here today, and that is why you are all invited. We all believe that in managing disaster, everyone has a role to play. As an individual, we have a role to play, then even collectively, we also have a role to play.
The representatives of security agencies and community leaders say even though the country is not among the worst hit during national disasters, the emphasis and focus should be on rural dwellers, who should be the focus on enlightenment.
We are in Nigeria. Nigeria is in the tropical region of the world, which is characterized by escalated temperature. It is evident by climate change and the recent issues that is occurring by climate. However, I want to stress emphasis that the issue of disaster, we have natural and artificial disaster. In terms of the natural disaster, Africa, Nigeria is not the worst hit. The worst hit nations experiences volcanicity, earthquake, earth tremor, and tsunamis. So please, based on the achievement of NEMA and SEMA, I want us to count on the advantage nature has favored us to work more and effectively on driving home our point.
At the end of the meeting, it was resolved that enlightenment campaigns should be intensified, especially during the dry season, for communities to be careful of fire incidents and other disasters.
Elsewhere, Mustafa Dawaki recently stripped off his title as Muqaddas Adama for criticizing Governor Ahmadu Fintiri's purchase of new sport utility vehicle for traditional rulers. Is now praising the institution, saying it played critical roles in the maintenance of law and order in their domains, but is rendered toothless and powerless due to their neglect. Madawaki, a chieftain of the All Progressive Congress seeking to challenge Governor Fintiri of the ruling People's Democratic Party in Adamawa State for the government house come 2023, has advocated improvement of welfare of traditional institutions in addressing local insecurity challenges. Madawaki speaks at a town hall meeting with stakeholders in Mubi as part of a civic engagement with citizens. The report.
This is a town hall meeting in Mubi, put together by Umar Mustafa, a chieftain of the opposition All Progressive Congress, who is hopeful of upseating Governor Ahmadu Fintiri of the ruling People's Democratic Party in Adamawa State. At this gathering, with the team facing the future together, he outlines his plans on security and revamping the economy of the state.
What you have now is an institution that is toothless, an institution that is powerless, an institution that doesn't even have the resources to move around. What I want to do is to ensure that they have the requisite guidance, the requisite resources to enable them to do their job effectively. Because I am going to put it on their necks as a responsibility that they have to assist the security agencies with information, they have to assist the security agencies with cover, they have to assist the security agencies in whatever operation that is required. With information, 50% of the requirements of our security systems would have been a thing of the past.
This man once held the title of Muqaddas Adamawa, but not anymore. Mustafa was stripped of the traditional title conferred on him by the Lamido of Adamawa, Dr. Barkindo Mustafa, over his statement criticizing Governor Ahmadu Fintiri for splashing over 200 million naira on procuring car gifts to first-class emirs and chiefs as a misplacement of priorities, while pensioners in the state languish in abject penury from neglect. Days after that action, Umar Mustafa's billboard declaring his intentions to wrestle the governorship seat away from Governor Ahmadu Fintiri sprouted and his blusters flooding the state capital. Mustafa, speaking on his pledge to improve the welfare of the traditional institutions in the state, maintains he has never been at odds with the traditional institutions, but with the political leadership who call the shots in the state.
Problem with the political leaders, because I have told them the truth. Therefore, naturally, you expect them to fight back. So it is something I expected. I have no problem whatsoever with the traditional institution. After all, whatever it is that I have been given with by the traditional institution is an honor. And if today a decision has been taken to relieve me of that, I believe the time has come for that. So I have no problem whatsoever with the traditional institution. My problem is with the government of Adamawa State. And since the traditional institution is directly under them, of course you know what that means. Add 2 + 2, it will give you 4.
Still talking politics, Young Progressive Party has started sales of nomination and expression of interest forms ahead of the 2022 Ekiti and Osun States governorship elections. National Publicity Secretary of the party, Comrade Eregbiola Martin, stated this on Monday in Abuja that the decision was taken at the party's 20th National Executive Committee meeting. Martins also said the NEC reviewed the just concluded Anambra governorship election upon a brief verbal report by the Anambra State Chairman, Moses Obi, and agreed that a more comprehensive written report on the election being prepared and submitted to the National Secretariat on or before the end of the first week of February 2022. This is to enable a more informed decision on the events that led to the undesirable outcome of the election for the party. Martins added that NEC also endorsed a restructuring of the party's state chapters to reposition it to remain relevant and be considered as the only credible alternative party in 2023. You're watching Trust TV News Update. Coming up, the story of Sadiq, the bilateral amputee. Details of this and more after the break. Do stay.
Get latest updates on current topical issues and breaking news by downloading the Trust TV mobile app on your Android devices. Go online, click Google Play Store, search Trust TV, install the app, and get doses of unfiltered information on happenings all over the world in your pocket. Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
All right, welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is Trust TV News Update and top stories. At least 58 persons were killed at the weekend by insurgents and bandits in Kaduna and Borno states. And Nigeria Correctional Service has set up a special security team to strengthen the security around custodial centers across the country. Still ahead, Nigeria Center for Disease Control says 404 cases were reported across the country on Sunday. The agency stated this in its update for Sunday, noting that the new cases were logged in 11 states and the Federal Capital Territory. The NCDC said 15 persons were discharged while 1 person died of COVID complications. The country's death toll stands at over 2,000, and with the newly reported cases, Nigeria has now confirmed a total of over 200,000 cases. Meanwhile, the federal government on Sunday advised Nigerians against non-essential local and international travels during the festive period as COVID-19 cases continued to rise in the country. In another development, reports say there are now over 10,000 new Omicron cases in the UK as infection surges across the country, with further 90,418 daily COVID-19 cases reported after days of recorded high indications. Sadiq is an 8-year-old boy full of life, but his story changed when his quest for education left him with both limbs amputated. But despite this setback, he still finds courage to push through life by engaging in shoemaking to fend for himself and his family.
My name is Sadiq Mohammed. I was coming back from school. Then I was not looking at the road. Then a trailer hit me.
This is Moko, a small Gbagi-dominated village in Dutsen Alhaji, Abuja, Nigeria. It is a commercial hub for rock breaking, which explains the presence of tipper trucks within the vicinity moving rock fragments. This is the road that led to Sadiq losing his limbs.
I was taken to hospital and then they took me sleeping injection. Don't sleep. I stayed home for 6 months before going back to school. My dad used to work in Paris. Yeah. So anytime they work, they used to pay him 2,000, 1,000. Then we used to drop it and they will pay for our school fees.
My name is Raina Mohammed. I'm from Nasarawa State, Doma local government. So it's my son Sadiq Mohammed. It's 2013, December on 6. Just coming back from school, earlier primary school, Muko. So the 10th I come, if I break, come matcha. The road shall go Kubwa General Hospital. So from there, they come on one leg from Kubwa General Hospital, and they enter strike. From there, we go PW after Mr. B for Kubwa Federal House. They come on the second line for private hospital. From there, we come back for Kubwa Hospital. We were there from December 2014, April, we come back to home. So from there, we start the school. They slug, they go. Anything, but sometimes people, then they help me to buy in bicycle spoil. People, then they help me to buy the bicycle. So I even carry the matter, go in Belembe to help me. Our car tire from there, I come, as I don't have money to go there again. I spend money tire, I can't stop to go there. Even for the house rent where I did, now I go for 3 years now, I never have money to pay for the house rent. So now my landlord give me quick notice to come up for the house. I just beg it to help me this December time. Anything I have it, I'll give to him.
With the help of a sister who helps locomote Sadiq, we visited the place where he learns shoemaking.
Make shoe and palm.
Elsewhere, despite the effects of COVID-19 global pandemic on the Kano industrial sector, some manufacturing factories are still managing to operate at between 20 to 30% capacity. In the second part series of Trust TV's special feature on Kano's industrial development, Idris Jabrin takes a look at the state's industrial production capacity. His report.
Hussaina Ahmed manages a small oil processing mill. With few machines and workers, she can only operate based on the availability of her raw materials, while this plastic processing factory is operating a little above 60%.
high rates of electricity tariff. It's very high. And also we have challenges of social amenities. Before to come to this factory, definitely you see our roads. We have bad roads. And also we have challenges of lack of raw materials due to COVID-19. Because most of the granite, I'm producing granite, I'm manufacturing granite oil and the cottonseed oil. All these products, the raw materials is not from Kano. We are getting it from Gombe, from Maiduguri sites, from Benin site, Cotonou, from Chadi, from Cameroon. So due to the COVID, you know, there is some problems of going there to buy the raw material. And also since it is non-Nigerian product, non-Nigerian raw material, so there is high rate of exchange now because dollar is high. Even SEPA is high because Chad and Cameroon are using SEPA. So most of the time we are buying dollars to go and make change there to buy the granite. Last year by now, I'm buying 1 ton of granite at 300,000, which is expensive at that time. But today, I'm buying granite at 590. No, ton. It means like 59,000 per bag.
However, with the federal government recent ban on rice importation, agro-allied industries may have had a cause to smile. This rice process.
And on the foreign scene, left-wing legislator Gabriel Boric has been elected Chile's next president. Boric won 56% of the votes compared with 44% for his conservative opponent Jose Antonio Cast at 35%. Boric is set to become Chile's youngest ever president. Outgoing President Sebastián Pinera held a video conference with Boric to offer his government's full support during the 3-month transition. Boric, who would take office in March, has tapped into public anger at Chile's market-oriented economic model, widely considered to have helped drive decades of rapid economic growth but stoking inequality. That imbalance sparked widespread anger over social media on uprising in 2019, lighting the fuse for the political rise of the progressive left of the country's dictatorship-era constitution. And that's it on News Update. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Zainab Bala. Thanks for your time and company.